In my last video where I took a deep dive into taxonomies, I teased the idea of using taxonomies for some more advanced features where we can actually control layouts with the click of a button. So here's that video. Now, I struggled a bit on trying to figure out exactly how I wanted to convey all this information, so here's what I've landed on. I'm going to give you two different scenarios of ways you could use these taxonomies for some more advanced features that really turn the taxonomy system into a remote control for your website. Now, for each one of these different concepts, I'm going to first show you a completed example of everything all done and kind of break down how it all works. I just wanted to do that to give you that aha moment for it to all make sense before I take you step by step through how to build all of it from scratch, which I'll do for each one of these examples. So if you dive into the next few minutes of the video and feel a little bit lost, don't worry, help is on the way. I'm going to show you step by step how you can achieve this yourself. So if that sounds interesting to you, then stick around and let's get started. This website features a really nice hero here that includes the featured image, a headline that's been optimized for SEO and marketing purposes, some other marketing material, and a call to action button. And while this looks really great on these marketing focused pages, having a hero like this really isn't necessary on every page of your website. For example, let's take a look at the schedule an appointment page. Do we really need to distract our visitors with a bunch of extra information when all we're really trying to get them to do is fill out our contact form? I would say probably not. Or we even have something like a privacy policy page that is just for informational purposes and really doesn't need a hero at all. But creating 3 different heroes and then having to use exclusions and inclusion rules inside of elements can be quite a pain. In fact, here's the exclusion list for a page hero in a site that I inherited. I'm sure this started innocently enough, but as time has gone on and the site owner has realized he needs different heroes for different reasons, the exclusions on this page hero have gotten completely out of hand. I can't tell you what a nightmare it is to go back and forth and try to find where a hero is actually coming from. So let me show you how easy it is to switch between these 3 different heroes, including the no hero option with the system I've developed. We'll just go ahead and edit this about page. Over on the right hand side, we find this page extras. I'm going to take off the marketing hero and turn on the simple hero. We'll go ahead and hit save and we'll open up this page. You can see we had that marketing hero before that had the featured image and the extra marketing copy, but now that we've checked that simple hero box, we just get the simple hero at the top of this page. Of course, if we didn't want a hero at all on this page, we could just uncheck this box and make sure none of our page heroes are checked, hit save, and now when we refresh, there's no hero on this page whatsoever. This is actually really simple to do using custom taxonomies, so let me show you how it's all set up. We'll go here to the back end of the website. Under ACF, we'll go to taxonomies, and you can see I've added this new taxonomy called page extras. The setup for this is pretty simple. We just have the plural label, singular label, taxonomy key, and I've assigned this to the post type of page. So if we hover over our pages, we can see the page extras label here, and I've created just 2 simple terms, page hero marketing and page hero simple. Now, inside my elements, I have my different page heroes set up. You can see my page hero marketing and my page hero simple. Instead of having to create a convoluted list like this and go back into my elements every time I want to add or remove a header, I simply assign this marketing header to anything that has the page extra of page hero marketing. The same goes for the simple header. If we go back in here to our simple header, we can see this is only being added to anything that has page extra of page hero simple. But now you might be wondering, where does this extra marketing copy come from? Well, I've done this through a system of custom fields and dynamic data. So if I go here into the back end under ACF and into field groups, you can see I've created a field group for marketing hero. If we go into that, we have a field for marketing hero headline, the subheadline, the button text, and the button URL. Again, I've just gone in here and set up these location rules to look for the post taxonomy is equal to page hero marketing. Let me show you how that actually works in practice. We'll go back here to our schedule an appointment page, and let's say we want to change this into our marketing hero. We'll go ahead and hit edit page just to show you we're at the very bottom of this page. I can't scroll down any further, but if I untick this simple hero and click the page hero marketing, I get these extra custom fields that have been assigned to that term. So here I could go ahead and fill out all this information. So I've gone ahead and added the marketing hero headline and the subheadline. Now I don't really need a button here since this is the page I was trying to drive them to anyways. The last thing I need to do is just add a featured image. So I'll just go in here and pick one of these images from my library and go ahead and save this page. Now, if we view it on the front end, what was before the simple hero has now been updated to the marketing hero with all the custom text we put down in the custom fields. Connecting all this dynamic data is pretty simple. If I just go in here to the page hero marketing element, you can see I've just gone on this H1 heading, connected the dynamic data to this custom meta field, which is marketing underscore hero underscore headline. And I've done the same for this subheadline of text and for the button and the link inside the button. This system gives us the ability to quickly change the hero design on any page on the fly by just clicking a button. Now I know I went through that pretty quickly, so let's go ahead and take a look at another example using the same principle, and we'll walk through building the whole thing out from scratch. Here you can see our single post template for our blog post. Now this site is set up for a therapist, and they might have a few different disclaimers they need to use depending on the content of the post. My idea here is to set up a banner across the top of the website that could have a "this is not medical advice" type disclaimer, or even another disclaimer if they're using any affiliate links inside the post. Let's go ahead and set this all up from scratch. The first thing I need to do is go back into the dashboard, and we're going to go to ACF and Taxonomies. We're going to go ahead and click Add New, and what we're going to add is a disclaimers taxonomy. So we'll call this disclaimers. Disclaimer for the singular label, and this taxonomy key of disclaimer is fine. I do want to have hierarchy in this, so I'm just going to go ahead and check this on, not because I think these terms are going to need hierarchy, but because I like the checkbox system better. Lastly, we need to decide where we want to show this taxonomy. In this case, I'm just going to add these disclaimers to post, so I'm only going to assign it to the post type. We'll go ahead and hit Save Changes. And now if we hover over post, we'll see we have a new taxonomy here for disclaimers. Like I said, I want to create two different kind of disclaimers. One for affiliate, so we'll go ahead and type that in and save it, and the other for medical advice, and we'll go ahead and save that one. Next, let's hop into our elements where I've gone ahead and already designed a disclaimer for medical advice and affiliate. Just to save us time inside this demo, I'll go ahead and open both of these in a new tab. You can see here, this is just a gray bar with the text that I want for this medical advice disclaimer. As for the element settings, I've set this to hook and I've set it to before header. That way it shows up at the very top of our site. So here in this first dropdown for our location, I'm just going to scroll through this list until I find our disclaimer. So here we have post disclaimer. We'll go ahead and select that. And on this second dropdown, we want to select medical advice. Essentially what this is saying is only show this element if the post disclaimer is set to medical advice. So we'll go ahead and save that one, and we'll repeat that same process here with our affiliate disclaimer. We'll make sure this is set to post disclaimer, and we'll choose affiliate. Now we'll go ahead and save that. Back here in one of our posts, I want to go ahead and add that affiliate disclaimer because this post happens to include an affiliate link. We'll go in here to edit post. Over on the right-hand side, we have disclaimers. I'm going to go ahead and check affiliate, and we'll save this post. And now when we view it on the front end, we can see that affiliate link disclaimer shows at the top of the site. Just to test and make sure everything's working perfectly, we have this other post that I want to add the medical disclaimer to. So we'll edit this post. Over here under disclaimers, we'll click medical advice. We'll save it, and again, we'll go view on the front end, and we can see now this is giving this medical advice disclaimer. This is actually a really simple system to set up, but we can take it a step further like we did with the page hero and give us the option to put a custom disclaimer in. Back here on the back end, I'm going to go back into our disclaimers taxonomy, and I'm going to add the word custom, and we'll go ahead and add this new disclaimer. Since we're going to be using dynamic data here and we want to use a one-off disclaimer on these custom disclaimers, I'm going to go back into ACF into field groups and click Add New. Here we'll call this disclaimer, and the only field we need in here right now is disclaimer text. With that field created, we'll scroll down and just assign this. So what we want is when the post taxonomy is equal to custom disclaimer. You can see disclaimer here is kind of grayed out, and we're going to select custom. We'll go ahead and save those changes. And let's take a look and just make sure that's working inside of our post. We'll open just a random post here. We'll uncheck this affiliate disclaimer and click this custom one. Once we click that, we can see down here at the bottom of our post, we have our disclaimer text. I've gone ahead and filled that in with "this is just a test disclaimer," and we'll go ahead and save that. Now at this point, it's not going to show on the front end because we haven't created the element for it. So let's go back into our elements here. We have our disclaimers. I'm going to go ahead and just open one of these so I can copy this design to my clipboard and use the same thing. This is something you could definitely set up with a reusable block so you didn't have to copy and paste, but for now this will be easy enough. We'll go ahead and add a new element. We'll choose a block element and we'll name it disclaimer custom. I'll go ahead and paste what we had in before, but now instead of having this static text that's in here, we want to bring in the dynamic text from our custom field. To do that, we'll just go back here into the back end under ACF field groups into our disclaimer, and we can see the name of this field is disclaimer_text. If you click that, it will copy it to your clipboard and we can go back in here to our element. Now I'll just go ahead and grab this text. We'll scroll down onto the right-hand side under dynamic data and we'll enable the dynamic data. Under content source, we're going to select post meta, and under the meta field, I'm just going to paste in that disclaimer text which was stored on my clipboard. Now in our element settings, we need to make sure to set this to element type of hook. And again, we're going to want to do this before header, but there are plenty of different hooks you could choose from. I'm just using this as a simple example. Lastly, we have to set up our location rules. So in here, we're going to scroll down until we find our post disclaimer, and we're going to choose custom. So this way we've assigned our disclaimer custom to any post that has the custom box checked. We'll go ahead and hit publish here, and we'll test to make sure it's working. Back into our blog post where we had already checked custom and added our custom text at the bottom, we'll go ahead and save that and open it up in a new tab. And we can see our test disclaimer is showing up here at the top. Just to show you that this is dynamic and it's working as intended, we'll go back in here into the disclaimer text and I'll just pop in a little bit of website Ipsum and we'll save this post again. We'll refresh on the front end and now you can see this new text is showing up. This is just a really easy way to add something custom to this page. I actually set up this exact system for one of my clients who's a financial advisor. Their lawyer said they needed to have some kind of disclaimer on their posts, but that disclaimer changed from post to post. So I set up the system, showed them how the checkbox works, and they're able to easily paste in the disclaimer they need on an individual post by post basis. But that's not the only advanced use case for using taxonomies. Here on my blog page, you can see I have 3 blog cards here, but this one in the middle has this little heart icon. If you didn't know, anytime you add a term to a post, it actually gets the class added to this post. So let me go ahead and go in here to the inspector and we'll select this post. And we can see here when we have the individual posts selected, we have this category-relationships class added to this post. We can see that this post is under the term relationships. And if we went in here to this well-being post, we can see this one actually has category-well-being. So I can use that information to target posts that have a certain term, which is exactly what I've done here to get this heart icon. We'll go into the customizer here where I've written the CSS already, and we'll go into additional CSS. What I did here to target this is first target my GB query loop item. This is just adding some specificity so I don't do this unintentionally to other parts of the website. And with that, I have category-relationships. That means I'm only targeting this post that has the category-relationships class, which gets added when we add the category of relationships. First, I've set its position to relative, and next I've used that same selector but added an after pseudo element to add this icon to the page. So here for the content, we just have the SVG URL. We've positioned it absolutely, and we've moved it a little bit up and a little bit from the right to position it exactly where we want to. To show you how this works, let's just say I went into this first post and we'll go ahead and edit it. Right now it's in the well-being category, but if we change this to relationships and save it, and we go back to our blog page on the front end, you can see now this post has the heart icon as well. And while it's great that it's showing these icons here when we have our list of cards, I think I'd actually like to show that same icon when you're inside one of the posts. So let me walk you through this entire process because I know I went a little bit fast in this first one. Just like the blog card, this single post also gets a class added whenever we add a term to this post. To show you that, we're going to jump in here into the inspector and we'll scroll up until we find our article. So here inside that article, you can see that category-relationships class has been added to the article. So we can use that to do targeting with CSS, just like I did inside the blog card. So we'll go ahead here and jump into the customizer, into additional CSS. I'm going to go ahead and move all this down so we're not distracted by it. And we'll start writing the CSS we need to add that icon to this post as well. So just like when I was only trying to target the blog card, here I only want to target this single post template. To do that, I'm going to use this dynamic content template class, and then I will add the category-relationships, which we know will only get added to these posts if we select that term of relationships. Just to test and make sure this is working, I'm going to do a display of none, and we see the entire content is gone. So we know we're targeting the right thing. Now what I think I want to do is just add the same icon to the left of this heading here. So instead of targeting this entire dynamic content template, I just want to target the H1 inside of it, and I want to set that position to relative. Now, just like before, we're going to be adding a pseudo element. So I'm going to go ahead and grab this entire string here, paste it in, and put in a double colon, and then do a before pseudo element. So for this, we need to do a position of absolute, and then we need to set our content, which is actually going to be the icon. For that, we'll do URL, we'll open and close parentheses, and we'll open and close our quote brackets. Inside of that, all we need to do is paste in the URL of our icon, which I just grabbed from the media library. And now we can see this is showing up right here on top of the heading. Now that's not exactly where we want it, so we want to set these coordinates. I'm going to do a -12 pixels for the top coordinates, and for the left, I'm going to do a -32 pixels, and that will put it just to the left of our heading here. So now that we got that looking the way we want, we'll go ahead and publish this. We'll get out of the customizer and we'll make sure this is working as we expected. Obviously, this is using the relationships category, so we know this icon's going to show up. But if we go back to our blog and we select this post that only has the category of well-being, we see the icon isn't here on the blog card. And if we go into the post itself, there's no icon there either. I actually used this same exact principle as I was building out this site, where each term inside of their categories was assigned a different color. So that way, if it was a writing term, the little pill would be blue and the background of the post would be blue. And if it was under site maintenance, we would have this pink color for the pill and a lighter version of that for the background of the post. Knowing that that class is added to the post, that really opens up the door of being able to use these taxonomies for more custom designs. Hopefully this video has helped open your eyes to some more advanced cases for taxonomies beyond just grouping information. We could even take this a step further to do things like access permission, but in order to do that, we'd have to add additional plugins or some PHP, so I decided not to put that in this video. However, I've done some really simple membership sites using these types of principles, so if you want me to go further down that rabbit hole, just let me know down in the comments and I will be more than happy to do it. If you enjoyed this video, I would really appreciate a thumbs up, and if you want to make sure to catch the next one, hit subscribe and we'll see you then.